Ah, Emmy, I'm having difficulty pinning. It just changed. Great.
Um, you said my name, Isaac?
Emily, yes.
Yeah, I heard you say something else also.
Yes. No, I was just having difficulty pinning. It didn't give me the option, and suddenly it worked.
Okay. I'll get the screen on a bigger screen. Yeah, I have some some difficulty in relating to the men that I was having a long time friendship, in the beginning also a love affair, but that was quite long ago. But we continued seeing each other and supporting each other, helping and caring for each other. And last time I told you for me it was a point that I needed some clarity about how to relate, because it was for me not an intimate relation anymore, but I would like to keep the friendship. But now I find it also quite difficult seeing each other regular and still sometimes holding each other or caressing. It seems like the entanglement, for me at least, goes on that way. And I sense that for my friend, it is important to keep this physical exchange of simple intimacies like holding or just giving a kiss. He doesn't demand anything else, but it's still for me, it is very difficult to see where I'm standing. I don't want to hurt. I also want to be there as far as I can. Of course, when he needs some physical assistance, that's very difficult. I find it very hard to where do I say no, and yeah, that's what I want to bring in.
You're amazingly vulnerable and honest, and
And sometimes I get very angry because, and later on, I understand the angriness is also because my behavior is not clear. It seems like he is doing something that I don't like, but then after that, I realize it's also my part in not being clear enough. Actually, it's been, of course, a pattern all my life that I, even when things didn't feel right, that I wanted to make them, not right again, but to keep on caring or being nice, maybe. Keep on being nice and understanding and all that. Yeah. And it seems like something is happening in my life that everything seems to turn around. Like my daughter says no, my oldest son says no, in a way, huh? In a way. So it seems like everything is. Where am I standing? What is going on? Like that feeling.
Mm. Question, where am I standing? You find it useful?
No. Not really. Mm, 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 mm. But it seemed to be like an anchor up till now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so, to me, it's like, I understand asking the question because, not wanting to, uh, or wanting to function in a clear way. But for me, I see that it's, in a way, the only question that really interests me is who's aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if in some way, like some old habit plays, there's no interest in, the only interest is who's aware of it. For me, anyway, let's say it like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Simply because, we might become aware of that there's a pattern playing, and then the attention goes, well, let me try and figure out what the pattern is so that I can come back to peace. But for me, it's like the interest is in just being peace. It's not about figuring out patterns. So,
Mhm.
and the quickest way to
Yeah.
be peace is just to recognize the awareness that's always present.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
The other way promises, makes a promise that kind of strengthens a sense of me,
Yeah.
and that there's that of doing something wrong.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That 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 is clear. Yeah.
yeah,
Only being aware in the moment that things happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Somehow you are frozen on my screen. Oh no, not no.
again, just in my in my world, I'd say it's lucky you've got a friend that has this interest and that, you know, likes to hold you when and if you want. And I'm sure it doesn't want to force himself on you like that if you don't want. And somehow there's at times like moving into that when it's not what's true for you, with a bit of confusion about not wanting to hurt him or all that stuff. But it's just, it's okay. I'm sure there's
Yeah, thank you for
mm,
just being together and
yeah.
for the clearness. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, really, it's to me, the vulnerability and the honesty with you, which you speak, is amazing. It's beautiful to me. Anyway,
Thank you.
thank you. Oh, really?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I would like you to speak about self-inquiry. So last time you said mind, what you call mind is thought. In my experience, there's this thought and I observe it and rise it. And then it seems like beyond the thought is another thought and I'm identified with that. So also my mind, like a pendulum, goes there and then goes there. So for example, reading a book, uh, many books in my life I read half, just half. I don't know. And that's why I would like to ask you to speak about self-inquiry to somehow idea, a tool, or some way to face that.
So this question arises, and you're aware of that, right? And that awareness is here. But where it is or what it is, we can't say. Just that we know that there's awareness here. For that awareness to be here, does it take any effort? None at all. None at all. It just is, yeah. And then maybe the next thought comes, or the next sensation, or the next whatever. It's again, yes, there's awareness here.
Just to rest in this awareness, as this awareness.
As this awareness, exactly.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, that's the simplicity of it. And it's a fire because, yes, there has been that momentum of habit to follow thought and to follow feeling and follow especially thoughts of want and need and like and dislike. But ultimately they're movements, they're nothing more. And so it's like, if this constant, every time there's a noticing of a movement of attention, if that invitation becomes a passionate love affair, it will burn everything. It's like, really, it's the end of any sense of you, any sense of but that's rare, it's really rare because mostly people have ideas about accomplishing something or getting somewhere or some way of moving back into being someone, getting somewhere.
And I remember you said something like, attention is everything we have in this moment. So it is arising out of consciousness what the attention goes for, or in which direction?
So it's like, again, speaking super simply, there's awareness, which we can't say what it is, where it is, whose it is, other than there's awareness here. And then thoughts come or feelings come, and the tendency is to then focus on what's rising. The attention goes to it. I like, I don't like, I want, I don't want, something in it. Just like I understand, I don't understand. It's like but it gets busy with basically movements rather than arresting. So it's like it's very simple in a certain way. It's like it's like our conditioning in most of us has not been to rest and savor the moment, enjoy the moment. Like this is as God as it gets. This is the beloved. Our attention has been putting up with the moment till we can get to the weekend or to what we think is going to make us happy. So we've been conditioned to put up with life. And it's so familiar and so usual, we don't even notice it. It's just like, but that habit of, oh yeah, this isn't what I want. I'll be happy one day when that mind stream, that kind of set. It's so familiar, so very familiar.
It's amazing also to know you're sitting in Australia and Germany. We are around the world, this group, and this energy flows around the world. So amazing.
Mhm.
It's a reminder.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ah, Nikolai.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Nikolai.
I think I saw you 25 years ago in Denmark.
Okay. Good
So,
job.
like,
Just as we're resting here, easy to just explore and see who we are. Yeah? Fundamentally, who are we at the deepest? Thoughts come and go, so we can't be that. This body is changing all the time. Everything, every experience comes and goes. So we're just looking at that which is beyond all of that. Yeah? That's here now. That in which the sense of I arises, that in which time, matter, energy all appear. It's really not about getting anywhere or becoming anything. It's just a simple recognition of that which we've always been. That gets so easily covered over by even a single thought or any wanting or any just any thought basically hides it or can hide it, yeah. And yet it remains always. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually just a matter of interest, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I was saying, the conditioning is that someday we'll be happy if we get the right partner, the right house, the right amount of money or something. And so most people are running after something that'll never satisfy. Never.
Yeah, it's like a blind alley.
Yeah.
You go this
Yeah.
way, and it ends at suffering always.
Always. And this, this recognition of, you can't really put a word on what it is. I use the word awareness just because but it's like, it's not something, it's just a recognition, deep knowing that no matter what appears, there has to be awareness there for anything to appear at all. And in that recognition, the pointlessness of running after anything becomes apparent, or can become apparent, say it like that.
Actually, I think most people have maybe a slight attention. They just go there, and then it's scary, and then they go back to the thoughts.
Yeah.
And it's like, how deep do you really want to go?
Yeah.
Into this.
Yeah. In a way, that's why it's like when we've kind of exhausted and we've suffered, you could say there's been suffering, and seeing that everything doesn't really bring you peace, and you realize the value of this, just that deep recognition, and then it's like, oh, okay, this is interesting. This is all that's interesting. This is all that's left that's interesting. And in a way, you could say it's like dying, because there goes all ambition, there goes all identification with being someone. And all that's left is just this meeting itself everywhere. However we want to describe that.
And somehow life works out anyway.
Yeah. John Lennon said so beautifully, just life is what happens while we're busy making other plans. Ramana put it like, whatever's destined to happen will happen, and whatever's not destined to happen won't happen. Others have said there's nothing ever happening. It's all just a projection of ideas. So you can take your pick. You're still in Denmark?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful to see you.
Me too. Thanks.
Andrea. Hi. Yeah.
Hi, Isaac.
Hey, hi, Vidya.
I have a question. To you, is there a difference between awareness and presence?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting question because I mean, like there's a kind of a presence that's being filtered through the sense of I, and there's a presence that's absent of any sense of I. It's just so.
Ah, yeah, ask because I notice that awareness is always something that I have some kind of abstract understanding of, but I don't feel like I don't know if I've really experienced that perspective. But presence is something that.
Yes, I understand. So let's take a moment. At this moment, there's this question, right?
Uh-huh.
And somehow there's you could say a wanting to be clear on what awareness actually is.
Yeah.
And all of that you're aware of. There's awareness of, I would say, rather than say you are aware of, there is awareness of that.
Yeah.
Yes. So that awareness has to be here now, otherwise you can't speak of anything.
Yeah.
But what it is, or where it is tricky to know because it's not an experience. It's like it's beyond experience. It's what an experience appears in. So, a lot of times when we talk about being present, talk about being present to the experience of now. And yet there is awareness of that being present that's kind of like more subtle, or it's here, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is actually. Any effort, you'll be aware of the effort. So there's an interest and there's a wanting to, you could say, now just right now, what's happening?
Yeah, there is this perception of being aware of things like in the environment, and at the same time there's something very soft in that, like it's like a soft awareness.
Yeah. There's no agenda, there's no color, it's not an experience particularly. It's really beyond all experience. It's not, it's just.
Yeah, it seems quite subtle somehow.
The most subtle.
Yeah, because I think when someone says the word presence, I think what happens over here becomes this presence that filters through like an I, like I am present.
Yeah.
And it
Yes.
to me tends to maybe be here or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and then there is like this energy and activity to it, and now I'm doing that, and then in a way things become more crisp in the environment. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's kind of like a deeper resting where the eyes still see, the ears still hear, the heart still beats, life is lifing, but there's not much interest in interpreting it or.
Yeah, yeah. There's this awareness of whatever.
Yeah. And in a sense, I would say there's a recognition, it's like, to me, part of presence is the fact of thinking that we know what's going on. I'm present. This
Yeah.
is this, it's like, if I ask you to describe this moment, you'll see you cannot, because it's changing so quickly. It's too subtle. You can't, like, how would you put into words this moment? And so one way of describing that is to say we don't really know what's going on. Even this embodying is doing its dance. Trillions of cells, there could be anything going on there, parasites or cancers or anything, and we don't know even, yeah? So it's like, we just don't know, actually.
Yeah.
We look around, we go, okay, yes, I have an opinion about Trump and Musk and Putin, but ultimately we don't know, it's just like, we hear this play happening, you could say, and opinions can come up and fall away, and none of that actually matters. It's all just written on nothing, it's written on the void.
So, but like with this, like I'm here in Tiru now, and there was like this 2 days the other day where I could really see this for the first time, that everything is just happening,
Mm-hmm.
And this perspective that I'm not the doer.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's really funny because it was interesting to see it, and I was not satisfied with it, because like, okay, maybe I'm not the doer, but something is.
Yeah. So that dissatisfaction, you could say, has to do with some leftover expectation of thinking of what it'll be like.
Yeah. I can see. Yeah, I can see that, because because I had never grasped this, and then to have this some experience of it is like, okay. But it's like logically also it makes sense that there is something doing it, even if it's not me.
Yeah, so we could say there's something doing it, but you start to look deeper and you go, okay, what's actually happening? It's like, at the quantum level, the experiments where when there's an observer, it behaves one way, and when there's not an observer, it behaves another way. And just the act of observing is already changing what's happening. So we go, what's actually happening? We hear, we're perceiving what we call time, space, the universe through the senses. And so it's raw information, it's raw data, raw sensations, you could say. Usually those sensations are interpreted through our conditioning and trauma. And then we end up with a perception. But it's an interpretation. It's like, if we get really quiet, what is actually happening? We can say there's energy, but how do you even say what it is or where it is? Or, it's like, there's an invitation to recognize that we don't really know, and we don't need to know, and we can never know. And that's somewhat relaxing, although if there's been some sense that we're in control, that's frightening.
Yeah. It was kind of relaxing, but then it's this fun thing. So now I've been out of it for a few weeks, and I'm like totally buying into this idea that I'm totally here doing everything, and
Mhm.
it's like just gonna drop back into that, and it's just a
Mm.
memory, But yeah, but there
And
is,
that sense of being the doer, every night you go to sleep and it's gone.
yeah, and there's this moment where it's clear that I didn't choose to do things,
Yeah.
and in the past days, this thing of like, I just don't really know it. I mean, I don't remember anything in a way, and it's
Yeah.
just, and there's a part of me that gets a bit anxious around that, that still has some ideas,
And, yeah,
certain things needing to happen and
yeah.
needing to get somewhere and achieve maybe this and that, and
You can see, like from a Western mind, we wake up whatever time of day it is, and where am I going to eat breakfast? And with someone like Ramna, like, he would open his eyes for a few seconds. If someone didn't put food in his mouth, then he just closed his eyes and didn't eat until next time. So a different orientation and a different, you can say, like, let go. It's like, so it's interesting to see that, like it's rare that somebody is that trusting, you could say, of if life wants this body to stay alive, someone will put food in its mouth.
yeah.
We haven't really been oriented that way in the West. It's like, no, I have to do it. I have to decide where I'm going to eat breakfast, what I'm going to have for breakfast. What do I feel like today? It's just a different play.
Yeah, it's very clear that they're playing a different story here.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Isaac.
No, thanks, dear. Yeah, nice to know you too.
Yeah.
It's a strong place. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Anya.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi.
Can you see me well? Because it's a bit light.
Perfect.
The light is.
No, perfect. The light is perfect. I see you perfect.
It's interesting. I was really like going into this presence awareness exploration. Of course, it's only words. It was somehow clear to me that there's a difference to what was spoken before a little bit in the words. To me, presence is now, the moment. Like we also say, talking in the present tense, or the present is to me where really everything stops just if I say the word. Because that's like time stops, everything is over when I feel this word presence in my system. So it's like everything appears in the presence, which is endless. And it's like if I say see a tree, it's like it's not the tree that is present, but it appears in presence as a tree. If I have a human frame or something, human body who can experience a tree. But it's like everything is this presence and appears in the presence. So to me, awareness is almost like it needs someone to be aware of. And awareness is like, to me, if I say, who's aware of this? That's kind of like a little bridge to bring me into this endless presence state, experience, or into the recognition of what is truly, it is to me presence. And if I say who's aware, it's more like a little bridge. It's almost like it needs awareness. So I was asking myself, I mean, there was this question coming up, the tree is not aware of presence, I would say. I don't know. I mean, it's just words, but just to, and a dog, for example, or a bird flying past, everything is this presence that cannot be described. And awareness is almost like out of seeing, the bird sees, it's kind of aware of everything. It's not like consciousness, it's sort of more subtle, the awareness, than consciousness, because consciousness, I can be aware of consciousness or something like that. But to me, I just wanted to speak it. It's in this investigation, awareness to me is a little bit more attached to that there has to be a feeling of I am aware. It needs that I am aware, or I am awareness. And it's really how I actually recognized who I am, is through this, who is aware, who am I? That was how it all kind of opened, or it always opens through that sentence, that it's solely clear again. But it's totally clear that there is only presence. That's how it's how it feels to me in the investigation. Can you follow?
Yeah.
To me, it's like this. It's like, wow, if I'm awareness of presence, but everything is this entire everything. Yes, I wanted to share it because it's interesting how a word is like a little bit different to someone else, because if presence is bound to a me, then of course it feels like I am present. But I could only say I'm aware that there is only presence, something like that. And that
When I first spoke, I said that there were two ways of speaking about presence. One like this, one where there's a sense of I'm present.
Yeah.
This is a very different thing.
It's a very different effect on like finishing off with whatever I find. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And while I'm here, I want to wish you and everybody a wonderful new year, which to me is like every moment is so new that how much newer can it get? But just this light. I must say, in Germany today, we've got so much light. You know, there's like sunshine and crystal clear, -5 degrees here. The trees are white from the fog that's frozen, and it's just like so magical and so new that there's no doubt that it's always new. Just wanted to share this also.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
No.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Ah, Shanti.
Hello, Isaac.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You might want to experiment sometime with just letting our eyes rest in each other. Next time, maybe just it's another avenue that can be useful. Henk. After Henk, Najman. But right now, Henk.
Hello.
Hi, Henk.
Hi. There's like so many things that I would like to play with. And at the same time, there is awareness, and there's no need to I was a bit in the trap of the last days. Sometimes it happened in the trap of the I that wants to get rid of the I. And of course, it's a trap. It will never happen. I can see that. Yeah. I want to see how the illusion works, but I am the illusion itself, so it will never happen. Yeah, and yet at the same time, is what you are saying. There's such a different perspective possible. Just when looking not from this narrow eye, I can also, yeah. Maybe to play a little, but maybe it's only words. To me, it appears that awareness is there, and it just is there. It's not. But then it's more like that I am in awareness, and not that I am as awareness. Maybe it's only words. I don't know. Maybe you can reflect on that. Is there a difference as I am in awareness or I am as awareness? Maybe it also has to do with, for me, I am in awareness feels more easy. And maybe that has to do with a Christian grown up, like grown up as a Christian, because for Christians it's really evil to speak like I am God. Then you would go to hell when you say that, you know. Maybe it's only words, I don't know, but maybe you can say something about that. Or not. It's only play, isn't it?
close to find you. Wave your hand, please. Yes, Najma. Oh, there you are. So, thank you.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Najma.
I just like to add to this awareness and presence that for me it worked the most. Ever since I met you, you spoke of beingness. And that somehow included the body, mind, and everything. I love that expression still. Back to being. You said it a lot. Back to being. Yeah. And I feel a lot of gratefulness that, yeah, you still keep me here or on the right track. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi, good evening. For me, it was more that when noticing is happening, for me, it's clear that awareness is here immediately because it's not mixed up with focus of attention anymore. Then it's more that noticing is a kind of sinking in awareness, so to speak. And everything is arising in it. And my body is arising in it, but it seems to me that the sense of I is not specially arising in it when the noticing is sinking in awareness. There's no, I can see smoke which is moving outside my window, but there is not really a difference between my body and the smoke, so to speak. Yeah.
While I'm thinking of it, some people asked for dates for the next celebration, and 9th to the 15th of February will be the next celebration. There will be an email sent out soon.
Isaac, can I just add something?
Sure.
Or are you still with Hans? Sorry.
No, I'm done with you.
No, I said about this beingness, including body mind, but it brought me out of the mind, always immediately into being, but it had a physical sensation to it somehow.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, just like to add that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, boss, for hosting. Thank you, beloveds. Happy now. Love always. Peace. Beauty.